We see gold, a mountain of gold, shining and shimmering. 1,000,000 gold coins sitting in a massive vault, waiting to be claimed by anyone who can find them. Enough gold coins to buy anything you could ever need or want. Enough gold to live better than kings. Enough gold to change the city of Waterdeep forever. This mountain of gold starts to shift, the coins sliding off the top towards the bottom. Something lives in these coins. A giant clawed dragon paw bursts through the gold mountain and slams into the ground, the creature waking from a long slumber. About 20 years ago, the city of Waterdeep was enveloped in scandal. The elected open lord of Waterdeep, Daggalt Neverember, had been busted for embezzling 1,000,000 gold dragon coins from the city's currency minters and stashed it in a magically hidden vault. Waterdeep's economy almost collapsed, and people talked of revolt. So Daggalt fled the city in a hurry, running to his ancestral estate near Neverwinter. Nobles, adventurers, and guildmasters all speculated and searched for where this vault of dragons could be, but the gold was never found. When asked what he did with the embezzled coins, Daggalt Neverember was reported to have said, "I can't remember." Welcome, one and all, to the wonderfully wicked city of Waterdeep. This is a Dungeons & Dragons game of heists and criminal politics. We will follow the adventure of a group of petty thieves as they race to find the Vault of Dragons and its 1,000,000 gold coins. The first episode of this adventure was lost to the audio goblins, but this is my best attempt to retell that part of the story. The players rolled initiative, and first up was Sean, playing Inchi, the Goblin Wizard of Illusions. Inchi used to make his gold by slashing people's ankles and stealing their coin purse, because in his words, "That way they can't chase ya." But recently, he was inducted into the Xanathar Thieves Guild. His first mission was to rob Castellanter Villa, the home of powerful Waterdeep nobles. During the attempted break-in, Inchi was caught by the royal guards and left behind by his Thieves Guild crew. For his attempted theft, Inchi was sentenced to 3 months of forced labor in Waterdeep prison. Inchi never sold out his crew or the Thieves Guild while he was inside. We meet Inchi right after he was released, looking for a meal out of a trash can. Right when he found a half-eaten sausage, a human man wearing a black 10-gallon hat approached Inchi and said, "Hey there, Inchi. My name's Galanis. Now, I heard that there was a goblin thief with the trustable soul getting out of the big house today, and I just had to meet you myself. I got a job to offer you, Inchi. How would you like to be the richest goblin that ever walked Faerun?" The man reached his left arm out to shake hands, but when Inchi accepted the handshake, something strange happened. Galanis continued to talk, spinning a tale about a mountain of gold coins while never letting go of Inchi. The man spoke for a few minutes, but most of what he said slipped out of Inchi's mind the moment he let go of the handshake. Inchi stumbled back, confused by his memory loss, and looked Galanis over. The human was wearing fine clothes that had been patched with cheap fabric in many places, fancy leather boots with spurs on the heels, and a black handkerchief with a gold pattern of keys around his neck. In his right hand, Galanis was holding a smooth blue stone with gold flakes that sparkled in the sunlight. "Now, Inchi, can you remember anything that I just told you there?" Inchi answered no, and got angry at the man for playing games with his mind. Galanis apologized for the tricks, and put that blue stone into a multicolored pouch that hung around his neck. The man told Inchi that if he wanted to do a job that paid better than the Thieves Guild, then the goblin should meet Galanis at a tavern called the Yawning Portal later in the day. Inchi cautiously accepted the offer and walked away eating his trash sausage, trying to remember the things the strange man had said about a mountain of gold coins. Next up was Schizofreak's character, Blinken Plantfoot, a gnome ranger, and a member of the Bowers and Fletchers Guild. We meet Blinken while he was at a library, reading about dragons. When Blinken was young, a gold dragon named Aranex flew over Waterdeep daily, protecting the city from invasion, but the sky serpent hasn't been seen in 2 decades. While trying to research where Aranex could have gone, a paper bird flew into the library through a window and flapped around Blinken's head. These magic pieces of paper are used to send written letters all over Waterdeep, and this one was clearly meant for our gnome to receive. Blinken snatched the bird, unfolded the paper, and began to read a message from someone named Galanis. The letter had all the answers to Blinken's questions about what had happened to Aranex the Gold Dragon and where its soul was trapped. The note ended with an offer to meet this Galanis at the Yawning Portal later today. When he had finished the letter, Blinken threw the paper into a nearby fireplace, and as the note burned, all the knowledge of what happened to Aranex slipped from Blinken's mind. Confused by this, Blinken set off for the Yawning Portal, deciding to skip his job at the guild for today. After that, we meet the most down-on-his-luck nobleman you've ever seen, Brax's character, Destry Castellanter, a human warlock. Being the third-born son of a third-born son means that Destry is a noble in name only, and while that has many benefits in the city of Waterdeep, it does not mean that Destry has as many gold coins as he wished. Recently, in an attempt to grow his fortunes, Destry took out a loan of 300 gold coins from a loan shark and promptly lost most of that gold gambling on fighting tournaments in the city's underground. Trying to drink his blues away at the Yawning Portal, the loan shark, some once famous adventurer named Istrid Horn, tried to get Destry to pay her a third of his debt right then and there, but Destry was able to talk his way out of it.
I expect payment soon, Lord Castellanter, and if I don't get it, my friends and I have no problem breaking a noble's knees.
Safe for now, Destry went back to drinking his mead. A few drinks later, Destry noticed that a man in a black 10-gallon hat had been talking to him, but Destry couldn't recall anything of what the man had said. Now the real question is, how in the hells did any of these villains know to steal something they shouldn't be able to remember at all? Confused, Destry tried to leave his seat, but the man caught Destry's attention by flashing a blue stone with gold flakes in its polished surface. Now this thing here is an interesting trick. Seems to affect people's memories. I got my hands on it yesterday, and by gods how it works befuddles me. But enough of that for now. Destry, I got a job that requires your nobleman connections, and you are in desperate need of gold coins. I'll pay you to stick around here at the Yawning Portal and meet some people in a few hours. What do you say? Never one to turn down gold, Destry accepted the man's offer and stayed drinking at the bar while the man went off to find one more recruit. And now we travel outside the walls of Waterdeep to meet our last recruit, Huel, the halfling bard played by Kirbitha. As a bard of lore, Huel has been walking up the Sword Coast from Baldur's Gate all the way to Waterdeep, the City of Splendors, to start a new life. He had been paying for food and lodging by doing day labor for farmers and performing for tavern keepers, but as he walked closer to Waterdeep, people began to demand money for services, and Huel's coin pouch was nearly empty. His feet tired, our halfling bard took a rest at a market that was a half-mile away from the city walls. The market had food carts and clothing stalls, but Huel's eyes were drawn to a man trying to sell wagons to people passing by.
These are simply the best, most beautiful carts you've ever seen, folks, and you can get them from me at a bargain price, because all these wagons and carts have been used before. I buy them, I fix them up, and I put a beautiful coat of paint on them. No one does a paint job like me. Ask around the city, and they will tell you I'm the best. Step right up and make a deal with me for the best used carts in the city. You there, Huel, you look tired from your walk. A halfling like you shouldn't have to walk so much. Come on over here and let's see if I can put you in the most amazing of carts. The human man was thin with gangly limbs. He had a dark red top hat with matching red clothes, and a pencil mustache on his face. How had the man known Huel's name? Huel was sure he had never met this person before, but Huel approached to hear the offer. A used cart has got to be a good deal, right?
The salesman introduced himself as Avi and told Huel that anyone who's anybody in the city needs a cart to get around, and,
Look, I'm a reasonable guy. I'm a great guy, and I know you don't have a lot of coin on you, so how about this? Let's make a deal. I'll give you one of these freshly repaired carts here, that one with the beautiful blue paint on it, and you can pay me for it in installments. Ain't I so nice? I came up with that idea, by the way, installments. Before I came to the city, I swear they didn't do anything smartly. They didn't even have circular wheels until one day I told them, make those wheels round. I swear this is true. I'm an innovator. So what do you say, Huel? You pay me 25 gold coins a week for 5 weeks, and I'll let you drive this cart into the city today with no charge up front.
Huel thought the deal over, and after some hesitation, took the man up on the offer. Avi, the used cart salesman, reached out for a handshake to finalize the agreement, and Huel accepted. But something about shaking Avi's hand made Huel's stomach sink and sent a shiver down his spine. The salesman pulled a contract out of his sleeve that already had Huel's signature on it and said,
No refunds, and horses are sold separately. See ya in a week, boyo.
Huel grabbed the cart by its handles and began to walk it towards the city gates, but after a few minutes of walking, the wheels of the cart fell off and Huel had to repair it himself. After that, the halfling bard entered the city and exchanged his Baldurgate coins for local currency. He was fascinated by Waterdeep's gold coinage called dragon coins. He knew of only one place in the city, and that was a tavern called the Yawning Portal, so Huel headed straight for that. On his way there, a man in a black 10-gallon hat named Galanus offered to help Huel pull his cart. The two conversed about topics Huel couldn't recall, but eventually they reached the Yawning Portal, and Galanus paid to store the cart by the tavern stables. I tell you, Hewley, I love this city. Anything you could ever want to spend gold on is a short walk away, but it ain't what it used to be. The people are less patient now, and so many of the shops are run by grifters. I worry, what could you do with 1 million gold dragon coins? I mean, that could change everything here if you knew what you were doing, right? What's the worst that you could do with that much, huh? Become a small village king? Okay. Buy any object in the land until you're burned out on buying things. Sure. But could you do something evil? Would you change the whole of this city into an extension of your will? No. That's something only a villain would do. 1 million gold coins and a wicked heart are a terrifying mixture. But what is a thief, if not a relentless optimist? I got a job that needs doing tonight, Hewley. Are you down to make yourself some coin? Huel was confused about all Galanus had said, but a job is a job, and Huel did need the money. So he followed his new friend into the tavern, and they sat at a table that already had a few men sitting at it. The strangers introduced themselves, and Huel the halfling bard met Blinken the gnome ranger, Inchi the goblin wizard, and Destry the human warlock. After ordering a round of drinks for his new crew, Galanus told them that he worked for an organization called the Golden Keys, a group of thieves that helped people that can't help themselves, and that someone in the city of Waterdeep needed their help tonight. If everyone agreed to keep quiet and do this job for the Golden Keys, Gal would pay each of them 25 gold coins. After some attempted haggling, each of the players agreed to do the job. Then Galanus took a music box out of a multicolored pouch strung around his neck and a golden key from his pocket, saying, "You put the key into the box and you get all the info you need for the job. I have other business to attend to in the city, but I'll be keeping tabs on you. Do well on this job and I'll make you members of the Golden Keys, and then we can get started on the biggest job I've ever planned. And the last job you'll ever need." Galanus got up from the table and disappeared into the crowd of the Yawning Portal. Our players debated about trusting a man who acted like that, but eventually they took the box and key into an alleyway outside. They inserted the key into the music box, and the voice of a professional woman came from the box saying, "Greetings, operatives. The Golden Keys have learned that the egg of an eldritch horror has been mistaken for a historical object and is about to go on display at the El Torchel Museum of Natural History. The anthropologist, Dr. Cassie Daniels, tried to warn officials of this egg, known as the Murkmire Stone, but none believed her. We do. And we know that if this egg hatches, many will die. This quest, should you choose to undertake it, requires you to infiltrate the museum, steal the egg, and return it to Dr. Daniels, who will neutralize it. There's no time to waste. The egg could hatch at any moment. Start by meeting with Dr. Daniels at her office in the El Torchal University of Magic and Science. Good luck, operatives. And G, be careful. The Castellantas are noble funders of the villa. It was already past sundown, but the party set off to go see Dr. Daniels, and after entering the massive villa estate of the El Torchal family, they passed by the museum with a big painted sign out front inviting people to come see the Murkmire Stone tomorrow. The crew found the El Torchal University of Magic and Science and followed a map to the office of Dr. Cassie Daniels. The doctor was a middle-aged woman with a frazzled energy who was packing up boxes in her office. The players introduced themselves as friends of the Golden Keys, but the doctor said she had never heard of that organization. When the crew says that they were here to help her with the Murkmire Stone, the doctor said, "Oh, thank the heavens. A few weeks ago, I attended a dig in the Murkmire that unearthed a furrowed light green stone. I'll give you all the details later, but the bottom line is this. My research into occult cultures shows that it isn't a stone at all. It's the egg of an eldritch horror. Moreover, my research indicates that it will hatch in the next few days. The trouble is, no one will listen to me. The university ignored me, and I was caught trying to steal the egg from the museum so I could contain it myself. Now I've been fired, and the Murkmire Stone will be displayed at a gala in the museum tomorrow night. I have 2 tickets I can give you for that gala. You've got to steal the Murkmire Stone and bring it back to me so I can stop it from hatching and save the city." The players asked the doctor a few more questions like, how does she know so much of eldritch creatures, and what method she used to try to steal the stone herself. The doctor revealed that she does some research on occult cultures that is banned in the city, but assures the crew that she is not dangerous. The doctor also gave them a hand-drawn map of the museum. The crew left the good doctor and discussed a plan for scoping out the museum. Then Destry had an idea. He went to a nearby mansion to visit his aunt, the noblewoman Regentha Castellanter. He hoped that he could get some information from her, as the Castellanter family helped to fund the El Torchal Museum. His aunt chastised him for not being more involved with the Castellanter's family business. But after hearing the rumors about the Murkmire Stone, she agreed to let Destry do a security check at the museum. She would send a letter to the curator, Alda Arkin, and ask her to give Destry a tour of the Murkmire exhibit tomorrow. The players made their way back to the yawning portal and slept in a room that Galanis paid for. The session ended with Galanis sitting alone at a table in the bar, drinking fire wine whiskey, his black 10-gallon hat pulled low over his eyes, as he looked intensely at the blue stone with golden flakes that seemed to affect everyone's memory.
I said there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow a tree. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, we can't slow down, we can't hold back, though you know we wish we could. I know there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good.
Just real quick, some fun facts about all the characters. Inshi is afraid of heights, lives in the sewers, and prefers to eat food out of the trash can. He also can only cast illusion spells because he learned magic from a book of card tricks and illusions. Blinken was once assaulted by many fiends when he was traveling outside the city walls one day, but he was saved by Aranex the Gold Dragon. That massive dragon saving him when Blinken was just a little child gave Blinken a lifelong fascination with dragons, and he has always wanted to be a dragon warden. Destry Castellanter is a warlock with a great old one patron. He shirks his family responsibilities, preferring to spend his days on the streets of the city with his imp companion in the form of a raven. Huel is a halfling bard of lore who enjoys smoking tobacco out of a pipe that is as long as he is tall. His favorite instrument is a lute. And my name is Michael Long. I'll be the DM, and this will probably be the last time I say my name on this podcast. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this. I put a lot of work into combining Keys to the Golden Vault and Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I think I've made the best campaign I've ever made, and certainly the campaign that I've put the most work into. If you like this, leave a comment on this video or respond to my post on Reddit. I feel so stupid saying that. Jesus Christ. Just let me know what you think. All right. The intro music is Ain't No Rest for the Wicked by Connie Jash, and the video is Waterdeep Dragon Heist by Smite or Flight. The medieval music is some no copyright music from Unwind Station. This episode also featured a piano cover of This World from Westworld, performed by Dominique Carpentier.